welcome to Talk About. My name is John Twigg. Thanks for tuning in. We have a show today that I don't know a lot about. At least I didn't until I started preparing for it. It's about kidney disease. And we've got two guests, Brenda Harris and Cindy McLean. Thank you both for coming in.
Thanks for having us, John.
Now, there's a walk happening as we're taping. It's coming up on Sunday, but this might rerun a bit too. But Brenda, what's the history and purpose of this walk?
Basically, we're having our first annual, hopefully annual, kidney walk here in Campbell River. They hold approximately 25 walks throughout the province of BC. And this year we've decided Campbell River would be our new walk.
Oh, really?
So what we're doing is we are on Sunday, September 28th. We are starting off at Frank James Park, and we're walking along the seawall to the Rotary Park. And the main focus of our walk this year, of course, is donations, but it's also to bring awareness to kidney disease and to the imperativeness of organ donor registration.
Yeah, I'm going to cut in there because, Cindy, you're here because you're looking for a donor, and that's not an easy thing, is it?
No, it's not an easy thing at all. I've been searching for about 2 years now myself. I've had the kidney disease for at least 10 that I've been aware of. So with the diabetes, it just kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah. Brenda, tell us a bit about kidney disease and diabetes and, well, actually you can't tell a little, but it's a complex thing. But,
well, in relation to what Cindy just said, she's been suffering kidney disease for so many years that she was aware of.
Yeah.
Kidney disease is a silent killer. You can have kidney disease and not be aware of it. 1 in 10 British Columbians here in British Columbia suffer from some form of kidney disease.
So that's more than 4,000 in Campbell River.
More than 4,000 in Campbell River. And consequently, with kidney disease, it's increased over 60% in the past 10 years.
Wow.
Mainly because of diabetes and hypertension, which is high blood pressure.
Well, what are the risk factors? I mean, I see there's the ethnicity, diet.
Diet, ethnicity, and I can never pronounce that word, so cancel that, okay?
South Asians,
South Asians.
First Nations.
It's also here, like in Campbell River, it's our aging demographics.
Yes.
So when you're 55 and over, you are subject to high blood pressure. The possibility, due to our environment, our eating habits, diabetes becomes more prevalent. Yeah. So consequently, kidney disease is on the rise.
So this is basically the kidney can no longer process the food that's taken in and all of the other chemicals that come in?
Well, kidney disease, actually what kidneys do is they clean your blood. They filter. They're like a big filter system, much like your liver is, much like your heart, your lungs, your skin. They basically filter all the toxins in your body. Well, you need your kidneys to survive. Yeah. You need a kidney. Yeah. You don't need 2, you need 1.
Does everybody with diabetes, well, obviously, I guess they don't all get kidney disease. No.
I mean, there's other extenuating circumstances where you can, get kidney disease. But like in Cindy's case,
were you diabetic?
She's a very healthy woman.
I am diabetic. I've been insulin dependent for 43 years.
Oh, my.
Yes. So, over the years, they say having it as long as I've had, I've been pretty lucky is what they say.
Yeah.
So it's happened to, the diabetes has attacked my kidneys. It could have attacked my eyes. I could, be going blind, but it's attacked my kidneys. So now I'm on the search for a donor.
Dumb question, I'm learning, but what's the difference between type 1 and type 2 diabetes?
Type 2, I'll explain type 2, you can explain type 1. Type 2 is basically environmentally or how we eat, how we look after our own bodies. Due to increasing food that we consume, weight problems, different areas, alcohol, all those things that are basically, as we age, our bodies have a harder time filtering out.
Yes.
It's when you're drinking that extra glass of wine or eating food.
Coffee?
Not necessarily coffee. I'm not a doctor, so I can't really tell you.
Alcohol?
Alcohol, definitely. Yeah. Definitely. So type 2 diabetes is more prevalent in most Canadians and British Columbians because of our diet, because of what we have.
Yeah.
in our environment at this time.
But is type 1 inherited then more than type 2, or?
It can be inherited, yes, it can be.
Yeah.
There is a few in my family that have
Yeah.
type 1. I also have type 2 in my family.
Oh my.
Yes, and
Cindy was kind enough to write out her story for me, and no, I'm not going to read it all, but I did notice in there that your family, as you mentioned, yeah. So did you've known since basically all your life?
all my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just part of my life.
Yeah.
It's just something you grow up with,
Yeah.
something you learn to do, and something you have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you've been looking for a transplant, a donor, for about 5 years now?
Well, I've been looking for a donor for at least 2, like needing to actually have a donor.
Yeah.
It's either donor or it's going to come down to dialysis.
Yeah.
I'm trying to avoid dialysis
Yeah.
and go right to a donor.
Yeah.
Number one, it's better for me,
Yeah.
better for my body.
Yeah.
So
And
I'm trying to avoid that.
Yeah, and the donor doesn't lose their life because they've got 2.
No, they don't lose their life. They
No.
have 2. They
Yeah.
could share one.
Now, does it have to be a person of a similar size and ethnic background, culture? No, not cultural, but
It doesn't have to be size. It starts with a blood test. Okay.
oh,
Blood work has to be taken, and they start with the blood work, and if that's a match, because there's a few different blood types
yes,
that will go with, blood. Like my blood type, for example, I can take three different kinds. So they take that in first, and then they do other testing after that. And
Yeah.
I mean, they will let you know if so far things are good. They will carry you on to the next step,
yeah,
and then the next step until
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
all done and
yeah.
it's all
You
good.
can- Brenda, at the walk today, today, on Sunday, there's a couple speaking. Their name is somewhere on this page here. Here they are, Joe and Ann
Joe
Rosich.
and Ann, yes.
He donated his kidney to her?
No, actually, Anne
She
donated
donated
her
to him.
kidney to Joe.
Joe.
Yes.
Yeah,
Joe,
so-
Joe suffered high blood pressure, hypertension for years, and was
Yeah.
on medication to control that.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, the medication had an adverse effect on his kidneys.
yeah,
And so at the time when they visited their doctor in Victoria, they were getting set up to go on dialysis, and Anne came forth and said, no, I'm a match.
wow,
And I think that the doctor said, it doesn't work that way. We have to go through this process.
Yeah.
And she's a determined lady. She'll be there on Sunday,
Huh.
her and Joe. And she said, no, I am a match. We've been
Yeah.
married 47 years, and I'm a match. And as it turns out, she was a match.
huh.
So she gave Joe her kidney. And he's one of the lucky ones. Unfortunately, there are people out there that don't have a family member that can give them a kidney,
Yes,
and they need
Yeah.
kidneys. We need to
yeah, and so both of
Increase
their life
organ
expectancies are the same now, just,
both the same. And the thing with kidneys is I think a lot of people are worried that if you give a kidney away, that you only have one, so you'll only work half as hard. You'll
Yeah.
only have that half a kidney, or that one kidney filtering
Yeah.
your blood. And what kidneys do is they actually, the one kidney will increase its productivity.
Huh.
So you aren't affected at all as a kidney
Wow.
donor.
wow. Dumb question, I'm sorry. But are there any cases where a donor has died in the
Not
process?
that I know of.
No.
No. And if you are a donor and you give a kidney and then say 5 years down the line you're in need of a kidney,
Yeah,
there are things in place where you will actually
Yeah.
be helped.
yeah. Now, I noticed the Kidney Foundation of Canada has a BC branch,
Yes, they do.
and they have a website, which is, the one I saw this morning before we taped, had a strange address. But if I Googled Campbell River Kidney Walk,
That's all you need to do.
and it came up.
Everything comes up. Nice
Yeah.
and easy. Campbell
Yeah.
River Kidney Walk.
But the Kidney Foundation of Canada BC branch seems pretty active.
Yes, they are. They
yeah.
are. They're active in getting the word out about organ donation. Of the 500 people waiting for a transplant right now in BC,
500.
400 need kidneys.
Wow.
They go hand in hand. I mean, kidneys seem to
Yeah.
be the first thing that
Yeah.
people need to, look at donating.
Yeah.
So
I was also I'm surprised might not be the right word, but I was interested that the Kidney Foundation gives money to patients
Yes, they do.
to help them cope.
They are one of the foundations that do that. They give short-term grants to kidney patients that are in need. They do supply financial assistance that way.
Yeah.
They also pay for expenses for living kidney donors. Say if a person decides to donate their kidney to their brother, sister, or a friend, the Kidney Foundation will help them with their living expenses, with their expenses incurred due to you not being able to work for the period of time when you're recuperating from donating a kidney. What our walk is this Sunday is to raise awareness of kidney donation, kidney disease and organ donation, but to also raise funds to help the patients in Campbell River, to help them with their transportation to and from Vancouver, to help them with the kidney suites, which what the BC Foundation has, where we have apartments right by St. Paul's Hospital, Vancouver General, and the Children's Hospital, where you are allowed to recuperate for up to 2 months after your transplant. It's really expensive to rent a place in Vancouver, and you have to be there.
Oh, is it?
Just a little. So what they do is, what we're fundraising for is just that, so that people in Campbell River, when they go to get their kidney, aren't financially stressed as well. I mean, that's a very stressful thing to have to deal with.
So if people watching this want to donate, how do they do it?
Well, they can go right onto the website and donate, kidneywalkbc.ca, or they can come down to our walk on Sunday, sign up. We'll have lovely people there and lots of volunteers to help you register.
There's something about a scorecard. Your goal is $12,500?
That's our goal.
Frankly, that doesn't sound like a lot.
It doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're dealing for the first time here in Campbell River,
that's
I
true.
mean, I've known in previous fundraisers the generosity of Campbell River people is amazing.
Now you got two speakers, Claire Trevenna, and actually you got more than two, but you got two politicians, Claire Trevenna and Andy Adams.
Yes, I have Andy
Why
Adams.
those two? I know Andy worked at the hospital a long time.
I've just known Andy for years, and I know he's behind organ donation and the Kidney Foundation. And Claire has basically always rallied towards kidney donation or kidney disease and organ donation as well, and she is the representative of all people here in Campbell River. So she's delighted
it is
to
kind
come
of
talk to us.
this is a local walk, but it's a provincial issue.
Yes, it is. It's a national issue. It really is. It's
Well,
a world issue, really.
Health in Canada is a provincial jurisdiction.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So, like, the provincial system is the one that needs to perhaps make some changes. Now, a good example of that is dialysis. I was not shocked, but again, curious to learn that there's no dialysis bed in Campbell River.
No, there's not.
People getting dialysis have to go to Cumberland.
That's correct.
And then I also saw, I don't know if this is true, a rumor, we don't deal in rumors here. They're closing the renal dialysis facility in Cumberland?
No, they're not. That's just a rumor. They're not closing it.
Okay.
And I think we're going to keep our fingers crossed that when the new hospital is built here in Campbell River, that there may be a possibility of having a dialysis.
Well, I have a source who, Lois Jarvis,
Oh, really?
who
Okay.
knows, what's his name? Tom, the hospital guy, not Stamp. But apparently now, PSHA, I don't know is what that is still looking about possibly putting a couple of dialysis chairs in Campbell River, hopefully around the time the hospital is completed.
Wouldn't that be brilliant?
Yeah.
That would be brilliant. And so, that gives us motivation to keep the pressure on so that we can bring this to Campball River.
Yeah.
I think it's imperative. Over 430 people here in Campbell River are affected by
Which
kidney
goes
disease.
back to the politicians speaking on Sunday, that maybe they can address that issue.
I've put it towards both of them, and maybe they will.
Yeah, good.
But our goal for Sunday is just to bring out awareness, to bring family and friends together,
Yes.
to walk, to support Cindy and everyone else that is suffering from kidney disease or requires a transplant, and to gain knowledge about what is happening with kidney disease. It is the most recognized disease, and it's incurable.
Yeah. Cindy, are you going to walk?
Oh, you bet.
So you're still physically able to walk the, 2.5 miles, I think it is.
I am. I'm
Yeah.
actually going to do the warm-up.
Cindy,
Oh.
Cindy is a fitness instructor. She's
Oh,
kept
my.
herself very, very healthy.
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
And she'll be
Yeah.
starting us off with a warm-up. So we'll all be out there doing our warm-up with Cindy and her group.
Yeah, so everybody has to be out there.
Yeah. No doubt.
And you'll berate them if you get in the
That's
back
right.
row there. Get those reps going up.
And we're very fortunate we have the Campbell River Kinsmen coming on board. They will be there manning a table about organ donation.
Yeah.
And they'll be behind cooking up the hot dogs and
Yeah.
all the fun things that are going on.
Yeah, I want to get back to Cindy for a bit, but there's quite a few activities there. Is it a bounce-orama thing for
We've
the kids?
got Bounce-orama coming
Yeah.
on board.
Bouncy Castle.
Yep.
And
And Sydney the Kidney, he'll be there as well.
what is Sydney the Kidney?
Sydney the Kidney is our little mascot. He'll be there with the children because that's the other thing the foundation has done is we've sent over 8 children here in Campbell River that suffer kidney disease to our kidney camp. We have a kidney kids camp every year in Mission, and we've sent 8 children here from Campbell River. So it's not just an older person's disease. Kidney disease can
Yes.
affect anyone of any age.
Like Cindy. And I see you got DQ dilly bars
Oh, you
from
know
Dairy
that.
Queen.
Jim comes on board with those DQ dilly
Yeah.
bars.
Well, I see that DQ is one of the sponsors of the
Yes,
event.
they are.
Yeah,
They are.
along with Global TV and Shaw.
Global TV and Shaw,
And,
White Hat Cleaners.
One of the papers in town, which I'll mention, is the Mirror.
Yes, that's true. Campbell River Mirror's come on
Yeah.
big time.
Well, actually, it's Black Press, I think.
Black Press,
And then the
yeah.
local is the Mirror. So Campbell River has a walk coming up. Courtney had one last
They
weekend,
just
was it?
had one last Sunday.
Yeah. So how many communities have walks?
There's over 25.
Wow.
On the island, there's Victoria, Duncan, Port Alberni, Nanaimo, Comox Valley, and now Campbell River.
And the first annual, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cindy, will you be speaking as well?
No, I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of.
I think probably Cindy will be behind the organ donor table, talking to
okay.
people, and
Yeah.
Anne and Joe will be there talking about kidney disease and their
Yeah.
experiences as well.
Yeah.
These past 2 Sundays, I've been at the Pier Street Market, and I'm surprised at how many people have come to me to talk there about
really?
their journey through kidney disease. Some have transplants, some are waiting for kidneys, some have a friend who's been
Yeah.
diagnosed with kidney disease.
Yeah.
So the talk is out there, and that's our biggest
Yeah.
hope, is just to get everyone else talking about it.
Yeah. Now, I think there's probably a few people watching TV that recognize you from White Hat Dry Cleaners. But what got you involved in this kidney campaign?
I think what it came down to is actually, in all honesty, is a good customer of ours. She's been fighting diabetes since she was young, and she required a kidney. And about a month ago, she got her kidney.
Oh, wow.
She was able to have her husband's childhood friend was able to donate the kidney, and so it just helped motivate when I was approached to look after this fundraiser. It just sort of gave me the motivation to go ahead with it.
So you've been in it for a few years?
The Kidney Foundation?
Yeah.
No, I'm first off the block here, man. This is new. I'm learning just as much as you
Oh,
are.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Gee, you speak like you've been active for a long time.
No, I haven't, but I intend to be.
Yeah. Cindy, is there something you want to say that we haven't touched on yet? Yeah.
I don't think
Get
so.
out to the walk.
I think we've pretty much talked about lots. Just exactly. Just everybody. Just remember September 28th, Sunday at 9 a.m. Come to Frank James Park and participate in our walk.
Yeah.
It's really important.
And it starts at Frank's James and then it goes down to
Rotary.
Rotary Park.
That's right.
Yeah. There was some confusion with the Shoreline Arts. They haven't moved their logs. What's this?
Well, the logs aren't moved yet, so we'll just make an alternative. We're just going to start the walk at Frank James Park, and we'll walk, which happens to be pretty well close to 2.5 kilometers to the Rotary Park, so bonus.
Yeah.
So we'll walk there, and we'll have the function there.
And there's pretty good parking in a way at both
Excellent
places.
parking both
Yeah.
areas.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have a lot of wonderful volunteers coming on board too.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Now, kidney disease, no cure.
No cure.
But the prevention. What can people do? Like the people watching,
Well, the kidney
lose weight, I guess.
Well, I think
but, I mean, for their personally, not donating. I mean, we've
personally,
got
I
that.
think get a test, get a blood test. Have your doctor test you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just very important to be up on the fact that, you know, if you do suffer high blood pressure, go see your doctor.
Yeah.
Have yourself tested for kidney disease. The Kidney Foundation themselves have actually just done, they've helped more than 130 people here in Campbell River because they hold workshops telling you how to find out about kidney disease, how to monitor it, how to look after yourself.
Now, is it a virus?
No.
Well, what kind of a disease is it then? It's not transmitted, it's just inherited?
No, it's like we discussed with kidney disease, it's mainly the two main factors of kidney disease are diabetes and high blood pressure.
Okay.
That breaks down your system, right? It breaks down the blood in your system and it damages your kidneys, so your kidneys stop filtering. They stop filtering the toxins in your body, so those kidneys get weaker and weaker.
Yeah. Cindy, was there something in your background that triggered it? Or
No,
no?
just the diabetes, the juvenile diabetes that I've had.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, probably the high blood pressure. I've got both, had both. I have both. I say had only because, I mean, over 14 years ago, I almost weighed 200 pounds.
Oh.
And I had high blood pressure then. So I just took it upon myself that it was time to do something.
That's when you started exercising?
I started losing, went on and lost the weight, and I've just kept going forward with the exercise, just eating properly.
Well, Cindy, what can you eat? What do you eat?
I eat lots of carbs, more carbs, which is like breads, cereal, a little bit of vegetables, depending on what they are. Green vegetables are very high in potassium. I find the broccoli, and so sometimes I will have one little piece, and that's my limit. I have to limit everything. I have to keep that potassium. A person takes in about 3,000, I believe it's mg's a day. I try to keep mine down to about 1,500.
Wow.
So I do eat. It's just limited on what I can eat.
But a nice green salad is something you can't have.
Lettuce isn't too bad. It's what we put on it.
Ah.
It's the other stuff that's in it. So a little bit of carrot is okay, but kale, I try not to touch kale or spinach. I mean, I could have spinach, but cooked, I have about a teaspoon, and that's my limit.
Wow.
So.
Yeah. And being a patient, it must be stressful.
It is stressful.
What's involved?
Lots of traveling. I'd go to Victoria once a month. I see my kidney specialist. Just not knowing. Some days I don't feel great, and then I wonder, is that my kidneys? Or am I coming?
Right.
So it's tough because I do my fitness. I have to, even in my class, I can feel where I'm starting to get a little bit winded. So I know I have to take my class. I have to taper those things down. But they're very important to still do. I still have to do them to keep my kidneys and everything healthy. So I just got to know my limits.
Yeah. I saw in some of the research I did about your skin feeling itchy and it's time for a dialysis.
They say I'm not there. I don't that I know of. Sometimes I'm very busy, so sometimes I think I don't see some things or feel some things.
Right.
But I know I've talked to other patients that have had a transplant. They both live on my same street, and they tell me that you get itchy to the point where you can't manage it,
and you got a lot of time on pills too, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, lots of pills that are taken.
Brenda, you were saying something in the break that it's cost effective for a transplant instead of dialysis? How's that work?
It is. More than 3,000 British Columbians are on dialysis. The average cost per year per patient is $70,000.
That's the medical system paying it.
That's the medical
Thank
system
goodness for
paying that.
Medicare.
The average wait time on dialysis is 4.8 years. So at 4.8 years for one person, $3,000, $70,000 a year. That's pretty big math numbers. A kidney transplant, on the other hand, is the best option for our health care. One transplant surgery costs $20,000, And then you're looking at $6,000 a year for anti-rejection drugs.
A transplant is only $20,000?
$20,000. So it is cost effective to our healthcare system if that or patients requiring kidneys get the transplant.
Wow.
They feel better. They're not going 3 times a week to a dialysis center to have their blood filtered so they can actually live.
Yeah.
They can lead, great lives.
I get it's not practical for a hospital like Campbell River to do transplants, I would think.
No, there are specialists involved, and I think I personally think it's imperative that you focus the best of the best at 3 hospitals that we're accessible to, and that's what the foundation is doing. We're raising money so Campbell River is accessible to those hospitals in Vancouver.
Yeah.
It won't be a financial burden to the patients that suffer kidney disease here in Campbell River.
Yeah. No,
That's what our walk's about. Let's get that money
Yeah,
together.
okay.
Let's help these patients, but we need to get the word out about organ donation.
Good stuff. Okay, Sunday, September 28th here in Campbell River is the Kidney Walk in the morning from Frank James Park to Rotary Park. So if you can do that, and if you can't go but you want to help, Google Kidney Walk Campbell River and you'll find it. So
You'll find us.
yeah. And Tom Sparrow, I know the hospital plan is already kind of set, but if you can squeeze in a daycare and if you can squeeze in a dialysis unit, you'd be a hero. So everybody, thank you for watching. Thank you, Shaw, the volunteers, and Shaw itself for sponsoring this show too. If you want to watch it again, it's available on YouTube. Shaw TV North Island has its own YouTube channel. And my website, www.crnv.com, has a list of the shows. I don't know if this one will be linked up there yet, but yes, YouTube can be seen online. And good night, or good day.